The button is in front of Nam, and that means Stefan is going to be the first to speak.
Cards on the plate. Stefan. Fold.
Peter.
Peter.
Morton.
Bet.
King Jack.
1,400.
Brings it in
No.
with the raise.
Fold.
Nam's out. Stefan. Ace 10.
1,200 to call.
Raise.
Raise. Total bet.
Doesn't
3,200.
take too many prisoners, does he, Stefan
Thomas?
Bruce?
Nope.
When he comes in all guns blazing.
Thomas is out, so now Morton, 1,800 for him to call, and he does. So it's the Ace 10 against the King Jack.
Two players.
Morton's got position on Stefan, so it'll be interesting. See how it pans out.
Pair of threes and a queen on the
Stefan,
flop.
First to speak.
Morton's position might mean nothing now if Stefan bets it. Stefan's got the best hand, he's not to know that, but he'll probably fire out into this. He usually does. There he goes.
2,000.
2,000. Find out where he stands.
Morton.
Morton folds. And that's where you stand, Stefan. You've brought in a good pot.
Makes some good plays, doesn't he? And if he starts the betting, he likes to continue it until someone tells him otherwise that he's behind. So all credit there to Stefan.
And that's moved him up to second, dropped Morton down to third on the chip table. Peter, Stefan, and Morton now, the three players with a lot of chips, and Stefan, Thomas, and Nam, the three players without. And remember, 3 are the number that will go through, and 3 will be out. And the players will take with them the chips that they have at the point the game stops. When 3 are left, they go through to the final with the chips in front of them. Peter Davidson now, the chip leader and first to
Peter,
speak.
first to speak.
Folds. Morton Black.
Morton. Fold.
Nam Fufam. Folds. On the button
Stefan.
now, Stefan Prus. Queen 6 suited. Folds.
Thomas.
Thomas in the big
Raise.
blind. Is going to pick on Stefan a little.
Total bet. 1,000. And 700.
And Stefan in the big blind.
Stefan.
Folds. So Thomas picks up Stefan's blind. Nice little play.
Blinds up. 400, 800. Raise now. Oops.
We've been playing for an hour. It's the 33rd hand. The blinds have gone up to the third level, 400 and 800. And now they'll start to bite on the players with the short stacks. Morton Black, who is in third at the moment.
First to speak.
Jack 10. They're gone. Nam, who has the
Fold.
smallest stack, is out. Stefan.
Fold.
On the button now, Thomas, pocket threes,
Raise.
brings
Raise.
it in with a raise.
Total bet. 2,800.
Bumps it up to 2,800. Stefan
Fold.
folds, the Queen 5 suited, and Peter.
Peter.
He knows Thomas's play
1,000 to go.
well.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Peter, Thomas is always going to have the position on him when he sits here, so it's always going to be his blind that.
And he's all in. Peter
Peter's-
Davidson
yeah,
thinks Thomas is on a steal, and he's gone all in with the King 10.
I was just going to say he's not going to take it all day, but then he's decided to put a stop to it now. And said, okay, enough's enough. You've done this one time too many.
So he's asked Thomas for all of his chips. It's an all or nothing for Thomas Bremer Jensen. And as you see, it's a coin toss. He doesn't know that, obviously. Peter doesn't know that.
Yeah, but Peter's sending a sign to him to say, look, just stop this now. Just stop this. It's always my big blind. I've had enough. He's found a playable hand. He's pushed in. He's put the pressure back on Thomas.
So does Thomas want to risk a place in the final with pocket threes?
Personal opinion is he's going to throw it away, but we'll leave it with Thomas.
It's a good chance to be the low stack.
It's a good chance to be the low stack. Be a good chance to be out, Thomas, if you get it wrong.
it's a 50-50 chance to double up.
Thomas, you'll speak.
Thomas, the dealer, asking Thomas, the player.
Fold.
And he folds. Lets the pair of threes go. And
Yeah, I think that's what Peter Davison was banking on. He thought, well, my hand's reasonable. I'll put the pressure back on him, but I'm sending a signal. Just stop this. I've had enough of this blind steal.
that's why Peter Davidson is the chip leader right now. One professional player.
Yeah, you can see he's had enough. There's the all-in. I'm all in, he says.
Peter, small blind. Thank you. 400.
So Thomas caught on the steal, except it wasn't a steal because he had a
wasn't a
playable
steal, but
hand.
he should know that when he keeps picking on a seasoned pro like Peter Davison, this is going to happen to him.
And now Thomas first to speak. Now, excuse me. And now Nam first to speak.
Now, you first to speak.
Fold.
Fold.
Nam folds. Stefan.
Stefan.
Raise.
Raise. Total bet. 3,000.
Once
Brings
again.
the ace-10 in with a big
Thomas.
raise.
Yeah, once again from Stefan's standard play, he brings it in with a raise. If he's playing, he generally does bring it in with a raise.
Stefan.
Thomas with the suited king-8 is out. Stefan with pocket threes is gone. The big raise
Peter.
takes him out. Peter with the suited ace-3. They're gone as well. And Morton suited 5 and a 6. Those are in the muck as well. So the big raise takes the blinds in for Stefan. 1,200 added to his stack.
Played very well in these heat and final end of the month final last week, didn't he?
Very consistent.
Yeah.
Not easy to put off his game.
No, plays some good aggressive plays. He did make a couple of mistakes as we watched him. Generally a very strong player.
And you see he's in a solid second place behind Peter Davidson. Nam and Thomas are at the bottom. Thomas now, as he predicted, short stacked. And it's going to be Stefan Prus who is the first
Stefan.
to speak.
First to speak.
Fold.
Thomas.
Thomas.
Fold.
Ace-6
Stefan.
for Stefan.
Well, he's on the button. Might as well always, he can get the button. Might as well bring it in with a raise. He's just behind the button there. No point in just flat calling.
16.
Doubles the big blind.
Fold.
Peter folds. Morton with an ace-7. Folds.
Yeah, nice play from Stefan so far.
Now, you'll speak.
Fold.
So there's a lot of raise respecting going on here.
Yeah, well, Stefan has to bring this one in with a raise. As we saw there, he removed Morton Black, the Iceman, with a better hand. But Morton was giving position away to him, so I thought, well, don't want to take him on. And he removed a danger man sitting on the button in Peter Davidson. So nice little play from Stefan Christensen.
Stefan, big blind.
The button's in front of Morton. The Garden Gnome will be the first to speak.
Thank God, no.
Thomas, first to speak.
Thomas B. Jensen.
Fold.
Not to be confused with Johnny B. Good.
Thomas B. losing right now.
Stefan.
Stefan's out. Peter. He's a sweet guy. I mean, I don't want to sound like we're beating on
Morton.
him, even though we are. But King-9 for Morton on the button. He's going to bring it in with a bet.
1-6.
Bring it in with a raise of up to 1,600. Doubles the big blind. Nam now.
Call.
Ace-9, he'll call. And Stefan with a 6-9.
Stefan.
Fold.
Folds. So it's King-9 against Ace-9. Nice situation for Nam Pham.
3 players.
Morton does have the advantage of sitting on the button, so if Nam does check it, if he misses, Morton might be able to steal it off
Now,
him.
first to speak.
4-6 Jack.
2,000.
Nam bets
Yep,
2,000.
Brave play from Nam.
Stefan.
Morton just asking.
Sorry.
Stefan
dealer?
folded. Yeah, I think Thomas got a little confused
Morton
there.
says it's me. Don't change my name.
I think Thomas thought it was a three-way flop.
Call.
Morton calls.
Well, Nam's backing himself into a corner a bit here. He hasn't got many chips to shoot at, but that's helped him out.
He's just
All
picked
in.
up the pair of aces and he's gone all in.
Didn't
4,500.
have many chips to shoot with, rather, but the ace came to save him.
Morton.
Save him being perhaps having to check and having the pot stolen off him. So Morton now nowhere to go.
Exit fold, and he does.
Rewarded for his brave play there, Nam Pham.
And Nam moves up to 5th. Well, he was in 5th, but he moves up to within 600 of Stefan, who is in 4th place. And right now it's Thomas Jensen who is the player in trouble.
Yeah, I suppose in this lineup we wouldn't have expected him to find himself at the bottom of the stack, but there he is, propping them all up.
6,700, his stack.
Possibly the second most experienced player at the table, behind Peter Davidson.
And it's looking harder and harder as the blinds go up. The blinds are at the 3rd level. 1,200 around it costs you to play.
Stefan, first to speak.
Yeah, he's virtually pot committed on any play he makes. Maybe a little bit of leeway, but not much.
Stefan folds the king 9. There's an ace 9 for Peter.
Raise.
Raise. Bet is 2,200.
Bumps it up to
Morten.
2,200. Morton's out. Nam
Nam.
is gone.
Fold.
Fold.
Stefan with a king queen.
Stefan.
Call.
Call.
No call. And Thomas in the big
Thomas.
blind
Fold.
folds. 8-4.
2 players.
So it's the ace 9 against the king queen.
Chip leader and second chip leader.
Pair of 7s and a
Stephen.
6 on the flop.
Check.
Stefan checks. Peter.
Peter. Bet 3,000.
3,000.
Well, he's bet it, but he might have a surprise here because I've seen Stefan before, and sometimes he comes over the top with 2 overcards. Might not on this occasion because he's up against the chip leader, but we'll see.
Fold.
Nope, he decides to fold.
Yeah, the fact that Peter had a lot of chips, I think, put him off that play. But I've seen him do it a couple of times. Peter marches on.
Peter Davidson, when he won way back in the 3rd month, he actually entered that monthly final. He'd won his weekly final, but he had the 3rd largest stack. So he played his way into the win in that one.
Yeah, he's quite an experienced and skillful player, though he did lack a bit of confidence in both his heat and the final, I thought, just a little bit, Mike. Seems to have grown in stature, though, now.
He's had 8 months of watching Nordic Poker King to do that.
Peter, first to speak.
He's first to speak with a suited
Fold.
king 5, and he mucks those. Morton.
Morten.
Fold.
Nam.
Fold.
Stefan on the
Stephen.
button with a king 10.
Raise.
Raise.
Opportunity to put a play on the small and big blind and get some chips back.
Thomas.
Thomas, Jack 10 in the small blind. He's already got 400 in the pot, 1,600 for him to call.
Probably get a bit fed up of Stefan Proust picking on him, but he can't do nothing about it on this occasion.
And
Stefan,
Stefan
you
Christensen, well, he doesn't have the cards to do anything. So the blinds go over to Stefan Proust. He adds 1,200 to his stack.